This is Kenya News Update today. The U.S. Embassy in Nigeria just shut down. All visa appointments for March 4, 2026 canceled. But this isn't just about paperwork. This is the first domino to fall in a global conflict that just reached Africa. Coming up, you'll see how a U.S. airstrike in Iran triggered protests in Nigeria and what it means for the Trump administration's foreign policy. Meet the Shiites of Nigeria, a religious movement with deep ties to Iran. On Tuesday, they marched peacefully in Yobe State. They carried Iranian flags and portraits of a man they call a spiritual leader, Ayatollah Ali Khamenei. But here's the twist. Khamenei is dead, killed in airstrikes reportedly carried out by the United States and Israel. And now, his death is sparking protests 4,000 miles away in Abuja. For 9 years, this group has been a flashpoint in Nigeria. But today, they're chanting against foreign interference. The U.S. Embassy saw the videos from Yobe and made a chilling prediction. They warned of a high potential for violent protests in the capital. Previous clashes with Nigerian security forces turned deadly, so they pulled the plug. All visa appointments canceled. All Americans told to stay indoors. But here's what nobody's talking about. This is day 5 of a war. The conflict began with coordinated U.S. and Israeli strikes over the weekend. Iran's supreme leader and several high-ranking officials were wiped out. Tehran vowed revenge. And then, something shocking happened. Iran launched multiple missiles targeting U.S. bases in Gulf countries, including Saudi Arabia. The Trump administration's combat operations have triggered a global alert. The State Department told Americans worldwide to exercise increased caution, but the ripple effects are now surfacing in West Africa. The embassy's statement is a masterclass in tension. They tell citizens to avoid large gatherings, remain vigilant, and maintain a low profile. Keep your phone charged. Know your emergency exits. This is the new normal. And here's the part that will blow your mind. The consular section in Lagos is still open. Abuja is on lockdown, but Lagos is business as usual. This tells us the threat is hyper-local, hyper-specific, and tied directly to the political heart of Nigeria. The Islamic movement in Nigeria, also known as the Shiites, described Khamenei as a revered spiritual leader. Their protest was a message of solidarity, a warning shot, and the U.S. heard it loud and clear. They canceled a day's worth of dreams, visa appointments for students, for families, for business, all paused because a war in the Middle East just landed in Abuja. Some say this is prudent caution. Others say it's an overreaction that gives power to protesters. But if the embassy is this worried, what does the Nigerian government know that we don't? The stakes are invisible until they're not. A charged phone, a mapped exit, a canceled appointment. These are the tiny fractures in global stability. The Trump administration's actions in Iran have consequences far beyond the battlefield. They're now affecting ordinary Nigerians trying to get a visa and Americans hiding in their homes. Do you think embassies should shut down over protest threats? Or does this give too much power to demonstrators? Drop your take in the comments. Subscribe to Kenya News Update today for more on how global conflicts reshape our world.